Hello students, in our today's class we are going to start with the second chapter, which is Introduction to DBMS. DBMS stands for Database Management System. In our IT field, this database is very important part, and this DBMS is again a very important part, because with the help of this DBMS we are going to manage our database. My dear students, whenever we search any information on different website, so maybe that website is managing a database at the back end to store a raw data to get that information. Okay. So today we'll start with this DBMS chapter. In this chapter we are going to learn about the various concept of database management system. What is a database? Then what is the difference between database and RDBMS, DBMS and RDBMS, advantages and disadvantages of DBMS, and so many other things. So let us start with very first topic, which is a definition of a database. So as our topic is Introduction to Database Management System, my dear students, you must know what is a database. So database is a collection of interrelated data which helps in efficient retrieval, inserting and deleting of data. So here they have given the definition of database. So maybe we can say database is a collection of a huge record or data, but that data must be interrelated. For example, over here they have given as a doctor maintains medical history of patient. Now suppose doctor wants to maintain the records of his patient, about his details about that patient, then may the doctor will use a database package to create a database. In this database the doctor can maintain all the records like his name, then the problem he's having, the disease information, the date, and whatever the treatment given to that patient, visiting dates, and all type of information that doctor can maintain with the help of a database. Okay, next example as a library example. So in a library so many books were there, so that librarian may maintain all the books records, issue date, return date, and book details, to whom he have issued. All that information or all that data or details that librarian can maintain with the help of database. One more example, as teacher keeps record of the student like name, roll number, marks, etc. So such information again, if teacher wants to do the computerize, or if teacher is using computer, then may the teacher will use a database package to store all the information or all the data related with the students. Okay, so whenever here the main point is, whenever we are thinking about a database, so database must be having a data related with the one entity only or one subject only. So all the data must be, if the teacher want to keep a record related with the student, then all the data must be related with the student only. If the librarian wants to maintain the records, then all the record must be related with the books only. If the doctor wants to maintain the records about the patient, then all the records, all the details about must be there related with the patient only, and that's why somewhere it's called as a interrelated data. So in short, my dear student, database is a collection of a huge amount of records. So here you can see one example or structure of your database. Whenever you just imagine whenever you are going to create any database, so how the structure you are getting. So this is what one example of database. In this example I have stored some information related with the employee. Okay, so this first employee ID, last name, first name, gender, title. So in this database, this first row is having a fields of your database. Okay, and the next is complete all the records. One row from your database is called record. So these all are the data wherever. So number of records you are managing with the help of employee ID. So whenever you are thinking to store or create a database, in your database one field must be a key field. Okay, key field in sense what, that field must be uniquely added. Like if teacher want to keep record related with the students, then roll number may be a key field, because roll number is unique for all the students, right? So in the same way, if the bank want to maintain their database, then over there account number may be a key field. ओके, सो कोई भी डेटाबेस में एक की फील्ड होती है, और वो की फील्ड क्या होती है, तो इट मस्ट बी यूनिक. ओके, उसकी एंट्री जो भी है वो डुप्लीकेट एंट्री नहीं होती है. सो यहाँ पे इन दिस एग्जांपल एम्प्लॉय आईडी मे बी अ की फील्ड. ओके, सो दिस ऑल आर द कॉल्ड एज अ की फील्ड्स एंड दिस आर द रिकॉर्ड्स. एक सिंगल रो, इसको हम रिकॉर्ड बोलेंगे, एंड रेस्ट ऑफ द थिंग इज कॉल्ड एज अ डेटा ऑफ पर्टिकुलर field. Now we'll just move further. See, the next topic is data versus information. Why this topic is given? For general student, data and information is same, my dear student, but for us, you know ki what is the difference between data and information. So here whenever I want to get some information, after processing a raw data, that the information I can get. So data must be there in your database. On that database you process something and then you get the information. So there is a difference between data and information. So the very first point, data is a raw fact, information is a processed data. So after processing on that raw data, information is one can get. Data does not help in decision making. Okay, because which is the raw data. Okay, data, the records are stored with the help of different data, but the information helps in decision making. So after processing that data, information is getting, and that information I can use somewhere for decision making and all. Okay, so next is data could be relevant or irrelevant. Data, verbally you are adding the data. So after adding data, we process that data and then we are getting the meaningful information. That's why they have given that the data could be relevant or irrelevant. Without data, information cannot be processed. So to get the information, we must have a raw data. Okay, so for example, they have given each student's exam score is one of the piece of data. Okay, if the teacher is managing your exam score record, then every student's entry is a data. Okay, and if the teacher wants to get the information about the average score of the class, okay, so that type of queries, when the teacher runs on the database, then the average score of a class or of the entire school is something called as information, which we can derive from the data which is already there in a database. So database must be having some raw data, and after putting some queries or process, we can get information from that data. So here data and information is clear to you. Now we'll move further. The next topic is database management system. So as I told you, my dear student, database management system is a software. Okay, we'll just go through with the definition. First, what they have given: a database, DBMS stands for database management system, is a software. Okay, so it's a software for creating, managing databases. Okay, so whenever I want to create a database, or whenever I am thinking to create a database, I have to just think about a software available in the market. Okay, any software I can use to create a database. So number of softwares there we can use. We'll see some example. Before that, the next topic is the DBMS provides user and programmer with a systematic way to create, retrieve, update and manage data. So DBMS, these software are such software which users and programmer they are using for creating a database, and after creating a database, one can manage, update, the data or records from the database with the different commands available in a database. Okay, it stores data in such a way that it becomes easier to retrieve, manipulate, update information. Okay, तो वहाँ पे after creating database one can add number of records in the database, a huge amount of records you can add in that database. You can delete some records, you can edit some records, and even I can add some queries to get the information. ओके जैसे यहाँ पे एग्जांपल हमने लिया था कि आफ्टर मैनेजिंग सपोज यूर टीचर योर क्लास टीचर इज़ मैनेजिंग यूर कैटलॉग. Okay, so manually catalog she is managing, a part of that suppose she is managing database, okay, to record, to keep your records, your complete details records like your name, your roll number, your age, your date of birth, your Aadhaar number, and your presentee, daily presentee. If she is managing with the help of database, and suppose she wants to know how many students are there from the SC or ST category or from OBC, so she can add some queries on that database and get that information. So how to add a queries? तो वहाँ पे commands होते हैं. Okay, so with the help of those commands we can just add one command और हमें वो जो information चाहिए वो हमें मिलती है. जैसे how many students are there from Boise region, or how many students are there from OBC category. Okay, so suppose you have not paid your fees, and if I want to know how many students are there which have not paid the fees, so such type of information I can get by adding some query. Okay, adding some command on my database. Okay, so that is possible because all those commands are there in this DBMS software. Now some popular DBMS software which are available and which are generally programmer and user are using. Okay, so see these names you have to remember. MySQL is one of the DBMS software. PostgreSQL, MS Access, Oracle, SQL Server, IBM, DB2, and Sybase. So these are the software available on the net which we can download and use to create our database. That depends on you which software you are comfortable with. You can download that software and use to manage your database. Okay, so these are the example for DBMS software. Okay, out of this in your syllabus you are having this PostgreSQL. आपको सीखना है PostgreSQL, हाउ टू डाउनलोड, उसके अंदर कमांड कैसे बनाएंगे, उसके अंदर डेटाबेस कैसे बनाया जाता है, व्हाट ऑल कमांड्स आर देयर. ओके, हाउ टू मैनेज आफ्टर क्रिएटिंग अ डेटाबेस. So that all commands are there in this PostgreSQL. Okay, so now look at over here is one of the table of your database. Okay, database के अंदर बहुत सारे tables we can create under that. So this is what one example of database table. Okay, so यहाँ पे when if I want to store the information about the student, so maybe I will store information with the help of different fields. Okay, so name, age, gender, city, and so on. These are the fields which I have to just consider while adding the information. So name के अंदर name होगा, age होगा, age के अंदर age के होंगे students के, gender होगा, city whatever the address or city is having you can add. So in this very first जो रो होता है वहाँ पे जो भी आप लिखते हैं उसको fields बोला जाता है. Okay, and whatever data you are adding, raw data you are adding, that is the data. And one row is complete row is called as a record. Okay, एक पूरा record row अगर हम देखें तो one record I can consider. So this is what an example कि जब आप database बनाओगे तो the structure may be in this way. Okay, now we'll move further. One more example, just look at here. Now suppose I want to keep records about the agent details. Okay, marketing agent है, so maybe I will have such type of fields. Okay, so first is agent code, agent name, working area, which area is given to that agent, then commission is having, then phone number of that agent. So this is what the fields I want to manage. Okay, so यहाँ पे इसको क्या field बोलते हैं. और जो फील्ड यहाँ पे यूनिक होता है, जैसे रोल नंबर इज़ यूनिक इन योर केस, वैसे जो भी डेटाबेस में एक फील्ड ऐसा होना चाहिए कि विच शुड बी यूनिक, और तो दैट फील्ड इज़ कॉल्ड एज अ की फील्ड, और उसी फील्ड को हम इंडेक्स की बोलेंगे, उसी फील्ड को हम प्राइमरी की बोलेंगे, ठीक है। सो दिस इज व्हाट वन एग्जांपल ऑफ अ टेबल फ्रॉम वन ऑफ द डेटाबेस। वन रिकॉर्ड, वन पूरा रो को हम क्या बोलेंगे, रिकॉर्ड, ओके। एंड दीज आर द वैल्यूज, कॉलम वैल्यूज को हम कॉलम वैल्यू विल कॉल, और वी कैन से डेटा ऑफ अ पर्टिकुलर फील्ड। दिस व्हाट वन सेकंड एग्जांपल। नाउ द लेटेस्ट एग्जांपल आई वांट टू शेयर विथ यू। जैसे अभी आपने एग्ज़ाम दी, यूनिट एक क्लास टेस्ट आपने अपेयर की, राइट। You know this field very well, you all are familiar with this field, where after just clicking on that exam test link, you are getting this screen. After adding your details like your name, your class, your division, you are getting this screen. Over here you can just see 15 questions were there, and by selecting some this radio buttons, you are pairing those questions, and at the last you are clicking on submit button, okay. After submitting, see, at that moment 95 students were using this link, this particular exam, were giving this exam, okay. After submitting test from your site, what I am getting, just look at this, I am getting your records in this format. So this is something called as a database, this is something called as a डेटाबेस। ये इस डेटाबेस का ये टेबल है, ओके। तो जो रिकॉर्ड्स आपने इस तरह से ऐड किए, वही रिकॉर्ड्स जब मुझे रिसीव हुए, आई एम मैनेजिंग दैट रिकॉर्ड विद द हेल्प ऑफ अ डेटाबेस। So whatever fields you are using here, the same fields I am storing in this way. See, name, whenever you add your name, it's storing in this way. Whatever score you got, percentage, so it's stored in this way. Starting date and finish date and time is stored in this way. Then time, how many complete time you are taken to finish that exam is stored here. And each questions, total 15 questions were there. So what is the status, whether it is a correct or wrong, that complete information is there in this database. So whenever any website someone is managing, so the whatever you are whatever browser displaying to you, that is something called as a front end. समझ में आ रहा है? तो वो होगा front end, and whatever data you submit, whatever data you search, whatever data uploading, so that all data is stored with the help of database, और इसी को क्या बोलते हैं, backend. So most of the time our database is used at the backend. To manage the backend, database softwares are used. Okay, so DBMS specially software are used to manage the backend. तो backend concept क्या होता है, जहाँ पे database store होता है and programmer is managing that database. Okay, and front end क्या होता है, जो user use करते हैं अपने input screen के लिए। जैसे आप सब्सक्राइब कर रहे हो कोई वेबसाइट के ऊपर, या तो फिर जैसे आपने फेसबुक अकाउंट क्रिएट कर रहे हो, सो वॉट एवर इंफॉर्मेशन यू फीड इन दैट फॉर्म, दैट इज़ अ फ्रंट एंड गिवन बाय दैट प्रोग्रामर टू यू, ओके। उसमें इंफॉर्मेशन ऐड करने के बाद यू क्लिक ऑन सबमिट. सो व्हेन यू क्लिक ऑन सबमिट योर कंप्लीट डिटेल गोज टू द बैक एंड. और बैक एंड का मीनिंग क्या होता है? इट गोज समवेयर कॉल्ड एज अ डेटाबेस. तो जो भी हम वेबसाइट देखते हैं, जो भी वेबसाइट हम विजिट करते हैं, और whenever you just visit or download any information data, at that time, my dear students, maybe that website is having two things, front end and back end. फ्रंट एंड जो होता है वो यूज़र इंटरफेस होता है, और वो यूज़र इंटरफेस बनाने के लिए मे बी ओके उसी को हम बोलेंगे इनपुट स्क्रीन और यूज़र इंटरफेस. So that to manage user interface or to manage front end, maybe that software developer is using different programming languages. Okay, so if he is creating a web-based application, then maybe he is using PHP, HTML, JavaScript, VB Script, ASP.NET, etc. There are so many web-based programming language. and if that programmer is using or creating a Windows based application, then maybe he is using VB, C, C++, Java, C Sharp, and so many other things. So these are the programming languages available to create the front end. और फ्रंट एंड क्या होता है, जहाँ पे यूज़र इंटरेक्ट होता है, यूज़र इंटरेक्शन स्क्रीन जो होती हैं, दैट इज़ अ फ्रंट एंड. एंड टू क्रिएट अ फ्रंट एंड डिफरेंट प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेजेस आर यूज्ड. बट माय डियर स्टूडेंट, टू मैनेज द बैक एंड जो यूज़र को नहीं दिखता है, विच इज़ एट द बैक साइड, व्हेन यू सबमिट समथिंग, व्हेन यू सर्च समथिंग, तो आपको कहाँ से मिलता है, दैट ऑल इन्फॉर्मेशन इज यू आर गेटिंग समथिंग लाइक अ बैक एंड. और बैक एंड का स्ट्रक्चर क्या होता है, लाइक दिस, ऑल द रिकॉर्ड्स आर स्टोर इन दिस वे. So database software or DBMS especially is managed to manage the backend. Okay, so here I think so it's clear what is front end and what is backend. So my dear student, to manage the backend, our database software is used, DBMS software is used. To create this thing, maybe that programmer is using MySQL or PostgreSQL, MS Access, Oracle, SQL Server, IBM, DB2 और साइबेस. ऐसे कोई भी सॉफ्टवेयर वो यूज़ कर सकता है इसको बनाने के लिए, बैकएंड को बनाने के लिए, और टू मैनेज अ डेटाबेस. बट टू क्रिएट अ फ्रंट एंड, so many programming languages are available, so he has to use those programming language. Okay, now I will move further about the next topic is application of DBMS. Okay, so as we already discussed ki DBMS database, where you are using most of the database. So here they have given some example like railway reservation system. In railway reservation system, database is required to keep record of ticket booking, train departure, arrival status, status of seat available or not. So all type of information railway reservation system is managing with the help of DBMS software or database. Second example is already we have discussed about a library management system. So my dear students, to keep the records about the books, then authors, then issues, date and all, then price of that book, every information that the librarian can manage with the help of DBMS system. Okay, next is banking. Okay, people make thousands of transactions through bank daily. They can do this without going to the bank, right? So now banking has become so easy that by sitting at home, bank customer can send or get money through the bank. So which is possible because this in a banking, the DBMS software they are using to manage your account. Okay, to manage your complete account or transactions. Next is universities and colleges. Examinations are done online today, right? बहुत examples जैसे आप next time देने वाले हो JEE, then NEET or CET and all. So nowadays this online examination, everywhere you have to face the online examination after you are 12. So examination are done online today, and universities and colleges maintain all these records through DBMS. Okay, so that student registration hota hai, and then whatever student enters, okay, that all details they can, universities and colleges they can manage with the help of DBMS software. Okay, now next is credit card transactions. For purchase of credit cards and all other transactions are made possible only by the DBMS. A credit card holder knows the importance of his information that all are secure through DBMS. See, while using our while creating our data credit card, we have to give the complete account details and all sensitive details this credit card is holding. Okay, but this DBMS is having that security procedure, which through that procedure one can secure your records, secure your information from this credit card. Okay, so easily you can use your credit card anytime. Next is social media sites. So my dear students, every student is having Facebook account, Twitter account and all. So many social websites you people are using, but while using, before using such websites, you have to subscribe over there, and while subscribing you add your complete details, right? So what is expectation? Okay, that detail must be secure. After adding the details, you just upload your things to the your relatives and friends and all. So whenever such things they have to manage to the website, they have to manage a database to store your personal information, whatever photos, whatever things you are just sharing with your friends and relatives, that all information or all the things these sites they are managing with the help of database. Okay, so we all are on the social media websites to share our views and connect with other friends. Daily millions of users sign up for this social media account like Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest and Google Plus. Okay, so to manage the information about all these huge amount of users, they are using database to manage the records and all. So my dear students, from here it's clear to you कि applications of DBMS, where this DBMS is used. So as I told you कि DBMS is very important in our IT fields. So here you can just see कि इतनी सारी facilities हम use करते हैं through internet, but that is all possible because of the DBMS. At the back end, this DBMS is working so perfectly, and because of that only we can just use, or we can just manage all these things like bank account and all. We can just enjoy social media websites and all. So my dear students, in our today's class, it's clear ki what is a DBMS, the definition of DBMS, the difference between database and data information. Then we just see ki what is a DBMS, what are the software available as a DBMS software, and what are the application of DBMS. Thank you.